Peace everybody, back with another video. This is a breaking news. Trump signs executive orders enacting $400 unemployment benefit payroll tax cut after coronavirus stimulus talks stalls. So Donald Trump has signed an executive orders enacting $400. Earlier I watched the replay of his speech that I missed. And boy, he was not very happy what Pelosi and Chuck Schumer were doing, because they were sticking their agendas in. They wanted a $3 trillion bailout money. They also wanted other stuff too, and Trump was really upset about that. And he said all the things that Pelosi and Schumer were trying to stick in. It has nothing to do with what's going on right now, because Pelosi wants a $3 trillion bailout money. And there was no way Donald Trump was going to allow that at all. With stimulus talks with Congress at an impasse, President Donald Trump signed a series of executive orders on Saturday to provide temporary relief to Americans who are suffering from the economic impact of the coronavirus pandemic. So with President Donald Trump, he signed a series of executive orders on Saturday, which is today, to provide temporary relief to Americans who are suffering from the economic impact on the coronavirus pandemic. And this is why he's putting America first. He's not putting the Democrats first no more, because he's had enough of them, especially that little stunt they tried to pull on him. They want their $3 trillion bailout money so they could bail out their corporations. And there was a couple of other things they tried to stick in there too. I knew the Democrats were up to something. I knew they was going to try this. But it did not work, because Donald Trump does not care about the Democrats at all, because he knows they're bad people and he knows they're hurting humanity. At a news conference from his golf resort in Bedminster, New Jersey, Trump signed 4 orders that will provide an additional $400 per week in unemployment benefits, suspend payments on some student loans through the end of the year, protect renters from being evicted from their homes, and instruct employers to defer certain payroll taxes through the end of the year for Americans who earn less than $100,000 annually. Yes, so he did sign a whole 4 orders that will provide an additional $400 per week in unemployment benefits. He suspended payments on some student loans through the end of the year, so there won't be no student loans for the rest of this year. Also protect renters from being evicted from their homes. So that means the renters will not be evicted, because, with all this garbage going on. And instruct employers to defer certain payroll taxes through the end of the year for Americans who earn less than $100,000 annually. So that's what he did. Trump said he decided to act on his own and order the benefits after 2 weeks of negotiations with congressional Democrats collapsed without an agreement on a new coronavirus package relief. Yeah, because the Democrats try to stick their agendas in, but he said, no, I'm not going to allow this to happen. These Democrats are not getting what they want this time. So this time, no, he wasn't going to do what they say. And Trump doesn't care about these Democrats, because he knows, and boy, it was just a hot mess what they tried to do. And Trump said he decided to act on his own and order the benefits after 2 weeks of negotiation with congressional Democrats. Well, you can't reason with the congressional Democrats, because they don't give a damn about you. all they want you for is your tax dollars so they can go bail out their corporates. That's all they want you for. We've had it, he said. We're going to save American jobs and provide relief to the American workers. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's putting America first. All these other countries, no. He's not putting them first. He's putting America first, like he promised. And that's exactly what he's doing. And as you can see right here in the picture is Donald Trump signing an executive order that he promised that he would do. Congress and the White House had struggled for 2 weeks to reconcile a Democrats' $3.4 trillion coronavirus relief plan and Senate Republicans' far smaller $1.1 trillion proposal. Yeah, and they want to bail out their corporations. That's what they want to do. But not this time. They're going to have to suffer this time. And as long as Congress and the White House had struggled for 2 weeks, oh well, that's their problem now. These politicians, Pelosi, Schumer, they're rich. They got money. Why don't they spend their own money instead of taking people's tax dollars and using it to bail out their corporations? House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer met for more than 2 hours Friday with Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin and White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows in a last-ditch attempt to salvage discussions. But the talks appeared fruitless, with both sides admitting they were at a standstill with no real pathway forward. Of course they are at a standstill because they can't decide on what they want to do. And when you got Nancy Pelosi, who's drunk all the time, and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer don't know where the heck don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, of course they're going to try to stick some stuff in there that don't contain to what we need. They block certain things so people can't get what they want. And it's mostly Nancy Pelosi who does all the blocking. She says, oh no, we're going to block this. We're going to block that. They can't have this, so we're going to block that. Seriously? Afterward, Mnuchin announced that he and Meadows would recommended that Trump move forward with the executive orders, even though Democrats said the president lacks the legal authority to take unilateral action and that he doesn't have enough money in the federal budget to accomplish his goals. Well, first of all, Donald Trump is working for free, okay? Any money he gets, he donates it to charities because he don't want their blood money. And that's what these Democrats are. They're blood suckers. They want this, they want that. Well, guess what? Not this time. They tried it, it didn't work. And of course, afterward, Mnuchin announced that he and Meadows would recommend that Trump move forward with the executive orders, even though Democrats said the president lacks the legal authority. How is Donald Trump lacking the legal authority when he knows what he's doing? He's a businessman. That's what Donald Trump is a businessman. He does what he wants. He don't listen. He's not going to listen to these Democrats and these Republicans. Are you kidding me? And he's already proving that Obama is a liar. He's already been proving it. This is why Michelle, a.k.a. Michael, is depressed because now that the Obamas are depressed because Donald Trump is proving to the American people that Obama lied. Lied to everybody, and this is why he's destroying their agendas, what they have done for 8 years in a row by destroying everything that we have. But instead, yeah, Obama's put your jobs to China. They said, oh, we're not bringing them back. Biden had a part in it too. He said, oh yeah, your jobs are going to China and we're not bringing them back. Because these Democrats don't give a dang gone care about you. They're just using you for your tax dollars to bail out their corporations. Trump has been threatening for days to provide relief through an executive order, and negotiations failed to produce a deal. Yeah, of course, because he knows that the Democrats are not going to do nothing. They're just going to sit there and say, yeah, we don't care about the American people. We just care about our money and our power. And that's what these Democrats do. They only care about money and power. They don't care about the American people. They've been raping this country for 250 years, and you people don't even realize it? They take your money, they take your tax dollars, and they bail out their corporations every single day. And of course, here's drunk Nancy and crying Schumer, as you can see here. Congressional lawmakers had interpreted Trump's threat as a way to pressure negotiators into making a deal. Even some Republicans said they believed Trump was bluffing. Well, Trump never bluffs, okay? When Donald Trump said he gonna do something, he gonna do it. There ain't no ands, ifs, and buts about it either. And now the Democrats are scared and panicking because they know that he's destroying all their agendas. And this is why America is winning while the Democrats are losing. I doubt if he's serious, Senator Chuck Grassley told reporters on Thursday. So Senator Chuck Grassley said, oh, I doubt if he's serious. Oh, he's definitely, when Trump makes a promise, he keeps it. He doesn't play around. Donald Trump doesn't play around. When he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. There is no doubt about it at all. He's a closer look at what Trump's orders would do. Unemployment. Congress approved an additional weekly unemployment benefit in the spring of the coronavirus took hold. It provided an extra $600 per week to Americans filing unemployment on top of what they received in state benefits. So yeah, there was like millions of people that applied for unemployment because of this fake pandemic that we're going through. And people had no choice but to file for unemployment because they lost their jobs or gave up their jobs and everything else. But the benefit expired July 31st, leaving many out-of-work Americans in a state of financial limbo. Trump's order would allow states to provide up to $400 per week in expanded benefits, 75% of which would come from the federal government disaster relief fund. States would have to pay the remaining 25% of the cost. Yeah, so whatever the federal has to pay, the state has to make up for the rest of it. Alright, but the benefit expired July 31st, leaving many out-of-work Americans in a state of financial limbo. So that's what happened. And of course, with all these Democrat mayors and governors, they're forcing you to rely on the government. That's what they're doing. They say, oh no, we're not going to open this up, we're not going to open that up. But the way they are playing it, going to a funeral is essential, but going to a store is not essential. Going to a store is essential, but a church is not essential. That's how they're tricking you. They're playing with you. But since Donald Trump is good at playing chess, These Democrats don't stand a chance whatsoever. Democrats wanted to extend the full $600 benefit, but Republicans balked, arguing it was a disincentive for some Americans to return to work because they would receive more in unemployment than they earned on the job. Republicans wanted to bring the benefit down to $200. Trump's decision to order $400 in benefits splits the difference. So now the Republicans, they want to bring it down to $200, while Trump's decision to order $400 in benefits splits the difference of it. All right, but there are some bad Republicans. I'm not going to lie. There are some bad Republicans that are just acting like little children, like the Democrats are. The Democrats are always acting like little 2-year-olds because they want everything their way. Not this time. States may pay for their portion of the benefits by using money provided to them under a coronavirus relief package passed earlier this year, the executive order says. So the executive order has provided to them under a coronavirus relief package, and it has passed earlier this year. Evictions. A federal moratorium on evictions expired July 24th, putting at risk the tenants of more than 12 million rental units nationwide if they miss payments. So there was like 12 million renters units nationwide that if they miss payments. So Donald Trump is extending that order till the end of the year to keep people from being evicted out of their homes. Trump's orders instructs the Department of Housing and Urban Development, the Department of Health and Human Services, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to enable renters and homeowners to stay in their homes. HUD also will provide financial assistance to struggling renters and homeowners, Trump said. So Trump's orders instructed the Department of Housing and Urban Development, which is HUD, the Department of Health and Human Services, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to enable renters and homeowners to stay in their homes. So they will not be evicted at all. So they're going to be allowed to stay in their homes to keep their home. Student loans. Congress also suspended payments on some student loans due to the virus. The provision is set to expire at the end of September. Trump's orders will extend the deferments through the end of year. So the student loans, that's been extended till the end of the year, even though it is set to expire at the end of September. But Trump said, no, we're going to extend it till the end of the year. So that's what he did. Payroll tax cut. For months, the president has pushed for a payroll tax cut, but has been met with blunt opposition from Republicans and Democrats in both chambers of Congress. Trump's orders instructs the Treasury Department to allow employers to defer payment of certain payroll taxes from September 1st to the end of the year for Americans earning less than $100,000 per year. So for months, Donald Trump has been pushing for a payroll tax cut. So that means some of the employers will have to take the payroll tax cut, but he has been met with blunt opposition from Republicans and Democrats in both chambers of Congress. Because they want more money. The Democrats do, and so does some of the Republicans. They want more money too, but they're not getting what they want this time. They've had enough. Donald Trump's had enough of it. And this is why he's upset with the Democrats, because he's had enough of these Democrats getting everything their way. And now that he's cutting them off finally, that's it. Trump said he would make the payroll tax cut permanent if he's reelected in November, prompting alarms from some critics who noted that the tax currently funds Social Security and Medicare, and that deferring it could worsen those programs' budgetary woes. So yeah, so hopefully Donald Trump will be reelected in November. But if Biden gets in there, guess what? Your taxes are going to go up $3 trillion. That's where your taxes are going to go. Even Biden admitted to it. He said, "Oh, I'm going to raise your taxes up to $3 trillion. And who's got that kind of money to pay it? We sure don't. Also, Biden threatened to put every black American back in chains again. That's what he's threatened to do. Joe Biden is saying all this. Joe Biden admitted of drafting a criminal bill. That means take the fathers of the black community out of the homes and put them in jail. He also admitted that he called a black mayor a long time ago the N-word. Now, if that's the kind of person you want in office, good luck. Because Sleepy Joe Biden don't have a chance at all. Trump's orders don't address several other popular coronavirus relief provisions that Congress passed earlier, including $1,200 stimulus checks and the Payment Protection Program, which provided loans that helped keep more than 5 million small businesses afloat during the pandemic. That program expired Saturday, and of course, yes, it did expire today because for the small businesses. But he wants to include the $1,200 stimulus checks and the Payment Protection Program, which provided loans that helped keep more than 5 million small businesses afloat. So the small businesses are afloat, and they're struggling as much as they can to keep it that way. But it's not easy because of what these Democrat mayors and governors are doing. They're acting like little children, and you need to vote them out. Several Republicans showed their support for the $400 per week in enhanced unemployment benefits, including Grassley Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina and HUD Secretary Ben Carson. Well, I don't know who dragged Ben Carson into this mess, but he's definitely a Democrat, or I don't know. But several Republicans showed their support for the $400 per week in enhanced unemployment benefits, including Grassley Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina and HUD Secretary Ben Carson. So Ben Carson is going to support that, along with Lindsey Graham as well. Great decision by President at Real Donald Trump. Graham wrote on Twitter, "I appreciate the president taking this decisive action, but would much prefer a congressional agreement. I believe President Trump would prefer the same." Yeah, so Graham had wrote on his Twitter, says, "Great decision by President at Real Donald Trump," and this is what Graham wrote on Twitter. He also says, "I appreciate the president taking the decisive action, but would much prefer a congressional agreement, I believe." And he also says, "I believe President Donald Trump would prefer the same." Grassley blamed Democrats for stalling the relief, saying their all or nothing strategy jeopardizes the certainly Americans need to pay their bills. Yeah, of course he's going to blame, of course Grassley's going to blame the Democrats because the Democrats want their bills passed first and forget about the American people. That's what these Democrats are about. They say, yeah, we need our corporations bill. Can you please sign this? Can you please sign that? No, not this time. Their corporations are going to have to suffer whether they like it or not. And of course, Nancy and Chuck Schumer are crying and acting like little babies because they want their bills passed first. It's not going to happen this time. So they might as well go sit somewhere and shut up and drink their baby bottle and hold their baby blanket because they're not getting nothing this time. Senator Lamar Alexander said Trump is doing all he can to help workers, students, and renters, but Congress is the one who should be acting. Yeah, and of course, you know what the Congress, they decided to go on recession for the rest of this month and not going to go back to work until September whatever day. And Congress, they're taking a vacation now until September whatever. And they should be at work helping Donald Trump. But no, they don't want to do that either. They said, no, we're going to let him do everything. Okay, fine. Donald Trump has no problem doing everything. It's no problem at all. This is why he's destroying everything that the Democrats have done. He's destroying all their agendas. Political opponents question whether Trump's orders are legal and whether they would be effective in any case. Well, of course Donald Trump's executive orders are legal. Why wouldn't they be? I'm pretty sure Donald Trump has lawyers to make sure that these executive orders are legal. He's just not going to sit there and sign them without anybody checking. Of course he's got lawyers to make sure they're legal. And of course, these political opponents are questioning him about it. Excuse me? What gives them the right to question what Donald Trump is doing? I mean, look, already the fake news media is bashing him every day, saying he's this and that, he's incompetent, he's racist, this and that. The fake news media is not reporting the truth. All they're doing is reporting the lies. That's why you're believing all these stupid lies that these fake news media is putting out there. It's nowhere close to enough to fix the problem, Democratic strategist Eddie Vale said. Well, Eddie Vale needs to shut up and go sit down somewhere. Because these Democrats don't fix problems, they destroy problems. They're job killers. That's what these Democrats are. They're job killers. They're mobs. They're not about jobs. They're about chaos, destruction, murder, rape, anything you could think of. That's what these Democrats are about. Josh Sherwin of Priorities USA Action, a political action committee that supports Democratic candidates, described Trump's actions as little more than a political stunt. What political stunt is Trump doing? He's not pulling any stunts. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing, unlike the Democrats. These Democrats are the ones that are acting like little kids because they don't care about the American people. They have never cared about the American people for 250 years. For 250 years, they did not care about the American people. Think about it. The idea that this is Trump's leading is total hogwash, Sherwin said. Well, you know what? Sherwin needs to shut up with his lies, okay? House Democrats passed a relief bill 2 months ago, and Trump has chosen to force the country deeper into a recession rather than take action. Trump has failed on the coronavirus, and he has failed on the economy. No, he has not failed on the economy, because he knows the economy is doing good and is running good. Jobs he's created, he has made sure millions of people are getting their jobs. He's made sure that the black community get their $100 million. What does the Democrats do? Nothing. They just sit there and look at you stupid. That's what these Democrats are about. They just don't care at all. Lawrence H. Tribe, professor emeritus at Harvard Law School, called Trump's actions cynical as well as unconstitutional. No, he's not unconstitutional. Trump loves America, and he loves the American people. He's not going to put other countries first. They've been put first for hundreds of years, and you people allowed these Chinese authorities and everything to take everything from you. The Democrats do not have permission to destroy this entire country at all. They don't have permission. They are murderers, thieves, rapists, and everything else you could think of. Trump might as well have directed the distribution of $100,000 to every family earning under $1 million a year, he said. He obviously has no legal power to do that, but daring anyone to take him to court might be good politics. Excuse him? How is that? Of course, he said, he obviously has no legal power to... yes, he does. He has the power to do whatever he wants. And of course, this Lawrence H. Tribe, who is a professor emeritus at Harvard Law School, called Trump's action cynical. No, it's not cynical. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. That's what he's doing. He's doing his job, but with all these Democrats up on him all the time, because they want their bills passed, like the $3 trillion for the court to bail out their corporations. I say let the Democrats' corporations fall. Who cares how much money they need? The Democrats are not getting their $3 trillion. When Trump says America first, he means it, because he's seen enough of destruction. And now that he's fixing it, because of what these Democrats have done by destroying all their agenda, Michelle Obama, aka Michael, is depressed because she cannot stand on what Donald Trump is doing. Well, obviously. Depressed about what? Because Donald Trump is destroying the Obama's agendas. Well, you know what? I'm glad he's doing it. And Michelle Obama, aka Michael, is depressed about it. She need to go sit her butt down somewhere in a psych unit somewhere and get help for her depression or whatnot. And where is Barack Obama, aka Barry Soetoro, at? Out here allegedly murdering people. That's what he's doing. Think about it. Do you really want to keep these Democrats in power for a long time until there's communism, fascism, socialism for the rest of your life? Do you really want all that? You're better off voting every Democrat out. Remove every Democrat. They don't need to be in office. They're job murderers. They send their jobs to China while China gets away with everything over here. That's why Donald Trump had made sure those borders were closed. Oh yeah, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, they stuck a bill in saying, oh, we want the borders open. No, that's not going to happen either. The borders are closed for a reason, to keep China over there, not over here. This is why Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer are acting like little kids, because they want things their way. But not this time. They've lost, and the Democrats are running out of time anyways for losing power. And as long as America keeps winning, they're going to lose power, because they don't have much time left right now. All their power is fading away little by little every single day, because America is winning while the Democrats are losing. And that's the way it's going to be, because this country belongs to the American people. We are the owners of this country, not the Democrats. We own this country. The Democrats have no reason, have no right to destroy it, take everything that belongs to us. And that's what they've been doing for 250 years, taking everything from us. Because we were all under a spell of the sleeper cell. And now that the Great Awakening is here, everybody is starting to rise up and waking up. Yes, there are sheeples out there that are still sleeping because they don't want to accept the truth. They say, oh no, the Democrats are giving us security. No, they're not. They're not giving you security. The Democrats are not giving you security. They're giving you false security. That's what they do. They give you false sense of security because they do not care about you. They say, oh yeah, we're going to take the people's tax dollars and we're going to bail out our corporations. We're going to bail this person out first along with this chain. Then we got to bail this person out along with their chain. This and that. That's what these Democrats do. They have nothing else now but lies because they're losing power now. They have nothing left except for the lies they're telling you. And yet you all fell for it? You better wake up. Wake those sheeples up. Get them to realize what the real truth is, all these sheeples. Leave your comments below. I am out.